Èwo ni àṣẹ èwo wá ní àṣẹ wọ́n ti gbẹ̀gbẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ àdá tó rẹ̀. But kéèkù náà kò tí pọ̀ tó máa yọ. Láti oríṣiríṣi kò tí pọ̀ tó máa yọ jù. Ṣé kò tí máa yọ jù? Wọ́n ti yẹ yọ̀ jù lè ní. Wọ́n ti yẹ lọ́wọ́ sí àgbẹ̀ lọ́dún. Kò tí pẹ̀ mẹ́tì. Ó lọ jù lè ní. Láì yẹ sádàtì. Ṣé wọ́n ti yẹ sádàtì? Sádàtì kò lọ. Àgbẹ̀ sí lájú. Lónìí àti ẹ̀sọ́ smọ́kì. Wọ́n ti fi bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀. Ìsàbẹ̀ wọ́n ti yẹ lọ́wọ́. Ó máa ń yọ̀ lọ́wọ́. Yàmá kọ̀ ló. Yàmá wọ̀. Check the calculate. What do you think what kind of
Thank you, Nagode. Nagode. Nagode, thank you, Nagode.
Microphone check. Testing sound. Audio check. Jerry check. Caesar check. Niger check. Bulldozer check. Scorpion check. Now, after 4 days of action, after just over 57 matches, that should have been 64, only for the fact that we had just about 6 walkover matches. And as the third place is going on, which is the 56th match, the 57th is happening as well at the same time. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back again to Break and Finish Live Facebook, Peter Chobe Live YouTube, 𝐂𝐞𝐫𝐲's Photography Facebook, as well as 𝐂𝐞𝐫𝐲's Photography YouTube. This one is the final of a 64-man competition that is happening in West Africa for the very first time in the history of African pole. And I want to, in a very special way, thanks 𝐵𝐞𝐿S, the guy that became pregnant with the idea to have this competition, having the growth of Nigerian and West African pole in mind, not only for powering Africa into having this competition, but also in a very special way, facilitating my own trip. This is 𝐶𝐳𝐶 donning the black, yellow and red of Uganda, representing his country and his management team, that is the Advanced Talent Agency, taking on, in quotes, the home guy, Jeremiah Naido. Not that he's Nigerian, but he's Nigerian managed. He's donning the white and light green, having 𝐵𝐞𝐿S, his management team. They are racing to 9 for, yes, $2,500 and a chance to be called continental champion, at least of a competition that has happened in West Africa for the very first time. These two players got to face off yesterday with the results that were detrimental, most especially from a Jeremiah perspective, with 𝐶𝐳 conditioning Jerry to having a rematch against him only if Jerry's management team, that's 𝐵𝐞𝐿S, could accept 𝐶𝐳 to rematch with all of them 3 𝐵𝐞𝐿S players that he has taken on so far, others being Ian and Ginte. So the sport being the beautiful sport that it has always been, it delivers again. When we are in doubt of having match again between 𝐶𝐳 and Jerry, the sport gives it to us as they face off in the final. Racing to 9 with $2,500 to win or lose, it is Jerry 0 and 𝐶𝐳 1. Again, live commentary coming to you from myself. This will be Jerry's equalizing frame of the match. Maybe this one will not be like yesterday's match. It may be a lot closer. After all, a final is a final. Jeremiah Naido 1 and 𝐶𝐳 Chandiga 1. And after this action, dear viewers, we shall have a dessert. That's how we call them in my local lingua. We consider this the main dish, the final of the competition that assembled these players. The dessert shall be action racing to 15 for $1,500 between Nigeria's best player, 𝐶𝐻𝐻 Bamidele, taking on Chandiga 𝐶𝐳, as the program was initially.
The other one.
And for those that are watching from 𝐂𝐞𝐫𝐲's Photography, we shall be sorting the audio issues that we're having so far.
This one must be battery. I put it closer.
Now, I'm not so certain that there are any other players in African pool. Those that are some of the very finest that face off as many times as these two. And just this year alone, if my count can tell me right, and I'm saying this year alone, this is the 5th time that they are taking on each other. The first one was in a 4-man comp that was organized at 𝐂𝐞𝐬𝐬 in Tongat, in Durban, in South Africa, in the month of February, just after in the aftermath of the All Africa Pool Championships. The comp included 𝐶𝐳 and 𝐠 and Aiden and Kelvin, with 𝐶𝐳 facing with 𝐠 in the first round. That was won by 𝐠 in a race to 21 by 21 frames to 20. That comp was won by 𝐠 after him beating Aiden by the same exact score in the final, 21 frames to 20. After that competition, the following day, there was agreement that the two players have a money match against each other for 40,000 South Africa rands at the same venue, same center table. A 21 frames to 20 scoreline was won by 𝐠, defeating 𝐶𝐳 for the second time in as many days at the same venue, same country, same city where 𝐠 resides anyway, in KwaZulu-Natal. And then later in there was the tour of Kenya, when the best of African players descended into the city of Nairobi, when 𝐠 followed up 𝐶𝐳 into Kenya after taking on 𝐂𝐞𝐬𝐿 in a rematch of action that had happened earlier in Harare. There was as well a money match racing to 21 between 𝐶𝐳 and 𝐠 for $3,000 at Mchana Pub and Grill. That money match saw 𝐠 win the last 3 frames and take the day by 21 frames to 20, and that marked the first time ever that 𝐠 had defeated 𝐶𝐳 in 3 races in a row, and all of them in 3 deciders by 21 frames to 20. As a matter of revenge, the match between 𝐠 and 𝐶𝐳 was lined up as the pick of the bunch of them 4 money matches that 𝐶𝐳 was to play against the Big Hills players. It happened yesterday, the biggest humiliation that 𝐠 has ever gotten in his career. 21 frames to 6, 𝐶𝐳 won this time round for $5,000. Pending confirmation as to whether the two will be facing off again. This one provides a chance for the two to face off again, as they are drawing 1-1 in a race to 9. This time round, a tournament final for $2,500. Once again, 𝐠 and 𝐶𝐳 are currently drawing 1-1. 𝐠 has relatively poor cue ball here. Potting either of the reds will be a little tricky. The shot he has played lacked a little bit of power. His intention was to put the red close to white into the center pocket at the bottom. A shot that he has gotten wrong only partially. He will have to clean his cue stick with all the sweat and will be hoping to make one big pot of the red into the corner pocket at the top right with a very sharp cut. It looks in. Yes, it is. That is why I just refer him to as Africa's potting machine. Now potting red, bouncing white off the bottom cushion. Close to black it is, as he will be winning the second in a row out of the first 3. It is now 𝐶𝐳 Chandiga 1 and Jeremiah Naide 2, racing to 9 in the final for $2,500. Special thanks to them all that have been part of the careers of these players, who have been some of the best sensations of the game for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years in African pool. Every time Jerry and Caesar take on each other, the entire African continent comes at a standstill. Now, with just a fourth frame being played from the stream that is happening both on 𝐂𝐞𝐫𝐲 and Break and Finish, we are way over 4,000 watching this action live, and I believe numbers which will grow even bigger as Jerry's shooting ability grows even bigger. But he will be having a bigger task of finishing them. Reds 5 in number, with 2 of them at the left end of the table, 2 of them at the right, all of them not portable in any kind of ease, with Caesar waiting to pass, himself having 5 reds on the table, positioned relatively very favorably. Maybe Jerry will need to play combination shot at some time during this frame. He knows that this one he must win, or else his tour of Nigeria will be coming to a fateful end. He did come into this tour as the most informed player on the African continent for the course of this year. The player that you're looking has won 3 tournaments in South Africa, 2 of them international so far this year, and then has won many matches for the course of the year against Kelvin, twice against Caesar, twice against Aiden, once against 𝐂𝐞𝐫, with him playing combination shooting, with him having confidence back, and him making us believe that he can better the performance that he did yesterday. He could take a 3-frame lead with such an opening, after him perfecting combination play. Now having 3 yellows on the table, as he puts one of them, bouncing cue ball off the cushion, moving it towards the middle of the table, playing it a little, just a little out of position for a choice of recovery. He'll have to put the yellow into the center pocket top. I think with top spin, bounce the cue ball off the left cushion and move it all the way rightwards, where there is a red of Caesar near that corner pocket at the top right of the table. This is the shot, with the cue ball bouncing off 3 cushions. Could get himself snookered. He does not get himself snookered. He not only plays so well, he gets a little bit lucky. He will be putting yellow. You hope he will. Normally those ones he puts with ease, but not this time round. Maybe he had the movement of the cue ball in mind, with Caesar, I think, going for combination, playing a cue ball into Jerry's yellow, maybe into his own red, which he plays away from the yellow, but plays it just into the cushion at the top. With him still having work to do, I think the shot he has to play now, again, play white into the red that is near the cushion at the top. Maybe not. Maybe the chance now comes even naturally, as he puts red into the side pocket. White is played into another red, which he wants to play open, bounce it off the cushion, have it in space, just like that. With him having to put now 2 balls, that is red and black, into the same corner pocket at the bottom right of the screen to equalize, take the frame away from Jerry. But first, the red has to be on target. Movement of the cue ball has to be in perfect pattern. And the king of the pattern will be stinging yet again. Amid this chance from the fans, it is Caesar 2 and Jerry 2.
Nice snatching, nice snatching, nice snatching. I love that. I love that. one, nice one. Enjoy Sugar. Now you are giving now an opportunity. Don't talk to. Nice one, I can see that. Don't talk to me.
It is 2 frames a piece, dear viewers. Now this one is me shouting out to some of you that are keeping it awake, just as you normally do every time you get notifications to watch these games. Dino Biela from the Facebook stream, Punky West, Babix Mohapi, all of them watching from the SADC region. Also shouting out to some of you that are choosing to watch this action from the YouTube stream. Wash Time Life, Emma Rons, Basaija Brian, the Omotaka, and all of you, as now we witness the Scorpion going for the regaining of the lead that he got after the first frame of the match, with Jerry equalizing and taking the lead, with Caesar taking the equalizer in the 4th, and in the 5th he looks to be regaining the lead. Black to the corner pocket, bottom right, it's in. The Scorpion 3 and the Bulldozer 2. Remember, this time round they are facing off in a tournament where Caesar has been performing much better than Jerry. The times that they've been facing off, with Jerry being the more dominant player, the times that they've been facing off in money matches in Kampala, in Durban, in Johannesburg, in Lusaka, in Harare. When it has been money matches, Jerry has gotten the lion's share of the victories. And as Caesar has gotten the lion's share of the victories of the tournaments in which they have been facing off in Nairobi, in Eldoret, in Dar es Salaam, yes, in Kampala, in Johannesburg, in Harare, in Lusaka, and elsewhere. Aiming for the red, the second ball, which he hits hard. The Scorpion gets support, 2 yellows in a very good break that has gotten a very good split of the balls. He will definitely be going for the yellows, not because he has spotted 2 of them, but because of them, all of them are positioned well, even the black in space, with a very decent chance for the Scorpion to take a 2-frame lead for the very first time in the match. For the choice to close the table, he will be putting yellow into the corner pocket at the top right, drawing white a little into red, all the length of the table leftwards. More likely than not, the king of the pattern should be winning a 4th. This time round the race is shorter. The consequence of winning or losing a frame are even bigger. With each match won, with each frame won, there is a little bit of more movement closer to the victory. Starting to shoot as though he really does mean business. Also quickly realizing how much better Jerry is today compared to yesterday. Caesar will be knowing that he will be having to get his game on. And so far, in frame number 6, it is beast mode. Won by break and finish, the Scorpion stings. Chandiga Caesar 4 and Jeremiah Naido 2 race to 9.
You know what? Why they say it can be fun. You know, as people is like every game, one shot. What do you be careful? No pass, no pass.
This is frame number 7. Jerry having 2 of the first 6. The 2 that he won were won pretty comfortably. It will start to be very wary if he doesn't win the frame with the chance he has. Throwing his hands around the place as though he's not comfortable with the break. He may have hoped for the reds from the body language, but he will be going for the yellows. He does get to cross the table, plays the cue ball into the pile-up of 2 reds and the yellow, spreading Caesar's reds even more spacious. With Jerry's intention having to play white to spread his yellows, it is the reds that have been spread even more. That means he has to try even harder to win the frame and win it now, or else he's making it even easier for Caesar to make a clearance if he gets a chance to play. With Caesar standing at one edge of the corner of the arena, he's having an opportunity to play in the frame as Jerry is starting to very dangerously lose his pattern. Given the position of Caesar's reds, it is one that is a problem ball, the one that is near the black, and Caesar will be playing white into it, and so he does. When he has a frame that is winnable, but with one difficult shot, he just plays one shot as though he playing to have hope out of the opponent. He does fail on the rail drive, but fails only just. In the corner pocket at the top right has Caesar's red occupying it, and 2 of Jerry's yellows are right behind, and the 2 yellows are close to the black. At some point, Jerry will need to play maybe combination shot to open up that pocket if he is to stand a realistic chance of taking the frame down, to take it down now. In one way, it is Jerry versus Caesar. In one way, it is Team Bulldozer versus Team the Scorpion. In another way, it is Nigeria versus Uganda in terms of management teams. In terms of the players' origins, it is a little bit of Uganda versus South Africa, but also 𝐵𝐞𝐫𝐲 versus ATA, with the ATA so far cruising to a 4 frames to 2 lead. He's going for combination. I'm even not certain yellow can pass. It does pass. Not only passes, using very fine margins to pass the yellow, combine it into the red. He's gotten a very deep breath. He's realizing even his best may not be good enough to stand a chance to beat Caesar. Every time an opportunity comes to play, Jerry is playing like he only can take the frame down. This one will be his big chance, created by himself, to come within 1 frame of Caesar. He's gotten himself partially snookered. He has sight of the yellow though. Yes, he can put it into the corner pocket bottom left. Simply the pot will do. The black is there for the taking. It is a miss. Come on, Jerry. After playing in the frame so well, you should really have done better. As for Caesar, No prizes for guessing what he wants with the chance. He wants to take the frame away to increase his lead, to make it realistic that he could get $2,500 today after taking the same amount of money yesterday from the pot of 5,000 that he played against the same player. He may want to play combination, maybe play white into Jerry's yellow. He may as well move white closer to his own red. After all, if you can put your own ball, if you can play the white well, what do you need from your opponent's ball? Potting the red may have the cue ball bounce off the left and bottom cushion, just like that, moving it towards the top right end of the table in fantastic scorpion mode. Now having to put the last red to the corner pocket bottom right and black to the side pocket top, as the scorpion does register a 5th out of 7, black to the center pocket, and it's in. With fans chanting his name, 𝐂𝐞𝐫𝐲 5 and Jeremiah Naid 2, and just like that, we shall be having our first time out of the match as requested by Jerry, who will be coming from timeout, needing to win 7, with Caesar needing to win 4 out of the remaining 10. Once again, Jeremiah Naido 2 and 𝐂𝐞𝐫𝐲 5, timeout for 3 minutes, as requested by Jerry.
Áfíríkà kọ̀ ṣe ìjàmbá ìlú ẹ̀rí ọ̀dọ́ kánà. Ghana lẹ́lẹ̀ nígbà tó Áfíríkà lẹ́lẹ̀.
Where this man go now? I been that fear, he dey fear. Don't go call Babalawo. No go work, but see that man. No go work. Enjoy, Tila, enjoy.
I'm like married.
Number one, Havana potential. Thank you, Tila.
Now, one thing I know about timeout is that it shows its impact in the very first frame after timing. The problem Jerry will be getting that right after timing. The player that had a 5 frames to 2 lead is on the verge of increasing his lead to 2. Playing better, thinking better, patterning better, and putting black better, and leading even better. Jerry 2 and Caesar 6.
That's why we are here. I know you have after the game.
It's during the game. Now, of all matches that were expected to be a part of this Nigerian tour, this that you are watching is expected to be the very biggest. When it comes in the tournament final, it is even bigger. No wonder it has kept you awake in all these thousands. Thank you for watching Africa, watching Jerry breaking, and again it was so close to him breaking dry, and hopefully he got one red sunk. He surely must win this one. He will be going for the yellows as he puts one yellow as he closes the table, going for purple. And just by the way, the 2 frames that he won were all won without dropping a single shot. One of them a red apple, one of them a green one, both won consecutively. If he wins this frame, it will be his 3rd apple scored in the same match, in which the only frames that he would have won would have been apples, as if it is an indication that the way to beat Caesar is not to let him visit the table. And seemingly Jerry knows about that more than anyone else. His chance to win frame number 9 is now even brighter. He will be putting the last yellow on the table to the corner pocket at the top left. Maybe draw the cue ball a little rightwards. Black to the side pocket top. Jerry 3 and Caesar 6. And this I can see the Nigerians love him. He's the player that whatever he has been doing has been celebrated by these fans. They even come to watch him when he's training. They know that he entertains a lot, most especially how he puts balls with power and natural target. He's within 3 frames of Caesar, you will never know. He, however, still needs to win 6. Caesar needing 3 of the remaining 8 for $2,500. But even more important, for the victory of the first international competition being organized on West African soil. Frame number 10 to be broken by the Scorpion. This I can inform you that Jerry's return flight to South Africa is this coming Wednesday with Ethiopian Airlines to Johannesburg. Caesar's return flight to Kampala is this coming Wednesday with Ethiopian Airlines to Kampala. That means that tomorrow Monday or Tuesday. You never know. Pending successful discussion between the management teams of both of these players, we could have action. You just never know. Ian's return date is as well on Wednesday. 𝐿𝐞𝐫's return date is on Wednesday. I do expect the Burkinabe players to be driving out of Nigeria. Tomorrow morning they traveled a very long distance by road. That's a sign of how popular this sport is. The people who involved in it have got a lot of commitment. I was told it was over 30 hours driving. The same amount of time that we use by bus, most especially when I stream those events when they come from Tanzania. Even players from Ghana did have to cross the Ghanaian border, I think, into Togo and then Benin and then Nigeria. The Cameroonians couldn't make it, though they are neighbors with Nigeria. The Zimbabwean players could not make it because they were not successful with application for Nigeria visa. And the promise by 𝐵𝐞𝐫𝐲 is that in not so long, maybe next year, maybe even before the end of this year, stay awake for what could happen for the Christmas season. We could have another tournament in Lagos, and it could be even bigger. But for now, the next international competition that should happen is the 3rd edition of the Q Masters International Carnival that should happen in the city of Arusha in Tanzania. And that tournament has this guy that is playing now as its defending champion in the mains category. Then the Kenyan team, the Tanzanian team Snipers defending champions in the team event, with Uganda's 𝐂𝐞𝐵𝐾𝐫 defending champion in the ladies singles event. Her countrymate Caesar could be extending a lead in a country far away from home, playing white in the best feasible way, needing to roll the last red into the corner pocket at the bottom left corner of the table, with the cue ball being drawn slightly backwards, but rail drive has to be perfect first, just like that, and the rest is a formality, with Caesar responding to Jerry in the same exact way. Jerry winning frame number 9 by Apple, Caesar breaking frame number 10, with him potting black. He will be winning it as well by Apple. Chandiga Caesar 7 and Jeremiah Naido 3. You even become sometimes lost for words, imagining what Jerry can do when playing a very good player who is at the peak of his powers. And I know that Jerry as well knows that all that can do is win this frame and then hope for maybe another and another. Otherwise, if 𝐶𝐸𝐴 makes it to 8 with all the advantages he will be having, it will start to be very, very unlikely that Jerry can mount a comeback. Also, in tournaments like this, it doesn't happen so many times that 𝐶𝐸𝐴 ever gives out a big lead. And in the meantime, Jerry is showing us glimpses of what he can do, even when he's having a player who is out shooting him for the course of the finals of farm. Frame number 11 seems to be on the verge of being won by Jerry, but maybe not. I think that was game reading that was lacking. I will not call that misfortune. He should simply have rolled the cue ball, not tap it into the yellow, because one yellow was always sliding off another. And given the position of the white, the one that wasn't potted was always moving a little topwards. Now that is the effect, and Jerry finds himself in trouble, and in big, big, big trouble. With 𝐶𝐸𝐴 not only playing well, he also seems to be enjoying a stroke of luck. He'll be coming off the cushion. I'm not even certain the shot was legal. 𝐶𝐸𝐴 will be talking to the umpire. I think here we may need a little bit of video evidence.
Use the video. Just use the video. That one. That one. Francis, your video.
We shall be taking off a few seconds to have video evidence, and the tournament organization team, after reviewing the shot, rules it as a legal shot. It looks like after that protest by 𝐶𝐸𝐴, whether or not there may have been a foul when Jerry played the last shot when he visited the table the last time, with the shot having been ruled by the tournament director as legal. The consequence of the frame by the Scorpion seems to be pretty much exactly the same. How a pattern can be played so well, how a player can ooze with confidence and quality and fire. Always hungry for more, always thirsty for success, always playing for more money, always unforgiving. He will be winning an 8th out of 11 as he aims for the block into the corner pocket at the top right. The Scorpion stings. It is now 𝐶𝐸𝐴 8 and Jerry 3, with Jerry needing to pot black in the next 6 frames in a row, or else succumb to defeat by his nemesis for the second time in as many days. Once again, dear viewers, it is 8 frames to 3. 𝐶𝐸𝐴 leading against Jerry, racing to 9. And if 𝐶𝐸𝐴 wins this frame, it will be the very last of the match. as he continues what looks like domination against Jerry in tournaments, while Jerry has the lion's share of victories in money matches. And most especially when the times they've been facing off have been finals, Caesar has enjoyed the lion's share of the victories. Not limited to the Queen's International Double Elimination Competition that was organized at Queen's Sports Club in Bulawayo, December 2023. Racing to 9 for victory, Caesar won in the final by 9 frames to 4. The Billiards Cafe Classic Competition Double Life that was organized at Billiards in Lusaka, Zambia, December last year. Again, 9 frames to 4, Caesar won one of the tournament's last competitions internationally in the year. This time round, facing off thousands of kilometers far away from home, Caesar needs to win 1 out of 6 to take victory home. That should come with $2,500 US. Not as if Jerry hasn't beaten Caesar in any final. The Mchana Pub and Grill Africa Super 16-man comp that was organized in Nairobi in Kenya in August last year was won by Jerry in the final by 9 frames to 7 against Caesar. Intent on winning a frame that will answer 2 questions in one, as to whether he will be winning the tournament or as to whether he can play with Jerry again before leaving Nigeria. And though he gave his condition, he himself has been conditioned to play with Jerry before leaving Nigeria, and the condition seems to be having Caesar passing with flying colors. He needs to play combination shot, combine red into yellow at the corner pocket bottom right, pot both of them with white following the red a little, with him having to roll another red into the corner pocket corresponding at the top right. Just like that, playing like he's listening to the commentator, having a red to pot by red into the top right corner pocket. But he needs again another little bit of top spin, white following the red almost all the way and bouncing off the cushion to play other reds with cue ball in space. Perfect thinking, perfect execution, perfect play from a day's perfect Scorpion, who has 2-3 big shots to play to win his second international competition of the year out of 4 in which he has been a participant. The winner of the Africa Haber Open, who came short at Queen's in Bulawayo, also who came short at the All Africa Pool Championships in Durban. And here's the yellow, the red to pot diagonally into the corner pocket at the bottom left of the table, white following red just a little, with a perfect space between white and red, which he will want to pot into the corresponding corner pocket at the top left. But cue ball is not natural for the black, which is at the bottom base of the table on the right, and yet in manipulating white to move into that direction just around where it is now, the yellows of Jerry may hamper its movement. But if there is one player amongst all those that are in Nigeria now who can play that shot well enough with relative ease, maybe this is the player. It has to be played with a lot of English. This is the English, as though he's going for cue ball to bounce off the cushion. It was always going to be difficult. Jerry will be playing again in the final. The match lives on. Looks like Jerry will be winning frame number 12. And he's down. Wait, guys, he's not yet out. He has ever demonstrated this to us before, that he can come back against Caesar and win a match relatively unexpected. And he has done it twice. Both were money matches, one of them in Kampala, when Caesar led by 20 frames to 17. Jerry won the match by 21 frames to 20. Now Jerry gets to miss a ball that could again be the last shot for him in the match and in the competition if Caesar can pot both red and black. He's shaking his head around the place with full knowledge the shot he's about to play is a little too difficult. With either of the corner pockets, whether top left or bottom left, that he could go for, cue ball is not natural for the black. Even making the pot isn't easy. He's going for the top of the ball, maybe into the corner pocket at the bottom left. It is bigly off target. Jerry has yet another chance this time round. Caesar almost giving the cue ball away to Jerry as a gift. And this time round, Jerry will surely not be letting Scorpion visit the table again. And if he does, Jerry will be pretty much guaranteed not winning the competition. But yes, he has the yellow to port to the side pocket top, bounce the cue ball off the top cushion, move it all the way bottomwards, just like that, having to roll black into the corner pocket at the bottom right, utilizing the failures of Caesar, winning the frame and pulling one back, rendering the final alive, but maybe better thought, extending Caesar's celebration. It is Jeremiah Naido 5 and Chandiga Caesar 8, race to 9. And there we are, dear viewers, as Jerry breaks again. As we enjoy the chilly Nigerian evening, as you watch the well-awaited match in, for most of you, a different time zone that sees you instead watch it on Monday morning, while this part of the world still has the match being played on Sunday evening, a match that has the player trailing, fighting for his life. He must play 5 perfect frames, and he even doesn't have the final in his hands. Like, he doesn't have full control, because even if he wins this frame, there are 2 more frames which Caesar has to break, and then he has the capacity to break and finish anyways. As for Jerry, he shall be taking every chance as it comes. That is what he can do. Just try and win the frame that is upon you, and then hope for hope in the very next that shall be broken by your opponent. Could start with the either of the yellows left on the table, has gotten his mind not even made up yet. I think he opens right. The one he's shooting is the one to be played at first. He leaves a straight line between white and yellow and the corner pocket at the top right, drawing white backwards close to the black, but too close for his liking. Putting it into the center pocket is a very tall order. In a direct play, he has to play black into Caesar's red. He's removing his heart in a moment of disbelief. Maybe having to play black off Caesar's red, either into the center pocket at the bottom or corner pocket at the top left, depending on the angle of cut between black and red. Maybe going for the corner pocket at the bottom right of Caesar's red. So narrow, but so far. And that can very easily have been Jerry's last shot in this frame and in this match and in this competition. It could also have been the last shot that Jerry is playing in the tour of Nigeria. Here comes the Scorpion, dear viewers. The guy that has a seeming tendency to overcome Jerry every time they face off in a tournament, with Jerry having lion's share of victories in many matches. This time round, it is a tournament final, with Caesar having the chance to defeat Jerry in 3 tournament finals out of the 4 that they have played between themselves all together internationally, to add to the Billiards Cafe Classic comp that he won in Lusaka last year against Jerry, to add by winning this one in the Players first ever advent in Nigeria. Now having to put both red and black into the corner pocket at the bottom right. Caesar will be putting black, will be winning the match and the competition, and there goes the victory for the Scorpion, dear viewers. There has been no doubt whom the best player in the competition has been. It has by a long country mile been Caesar, with all matches besides the first round having been so dominated by the same guy who has whitewashed all his opponents and has won the final against Jerry by 9 frames to 4. All right, Caesar will be having an interview.
How long will it take?
Eh?
No, you need to rest. How long?
An interview.
You don't going to take up 30 minutes.
Eh? Let's have an interview.
Eh?
Let's have an interview with Caesar.
I said, how long is it going to take? Congrats, my bro.
We have an interview. This side. Like here. Like this side, yeah? This side. Face that side. And Caesar, this is the second international tournament you are winning this year. But it seems like you are enjoying Nigeria. Is it the weather? Is it the food? Is it the hunger to keep winning? What is making you play so well when you're coming into this country for the very first time?
No, I will not say I'm not enjoying Nigeria, though the weather is too hot. But I like the people, they are very friendly. They are good people, and I think I'm enjoying the environment apart from the weather.
And then the tournament itself, you started relatively well, winning the first frame, then Jerry won the next two. At that point, did you think that Jerry was really going to take this one away from you, most especially that he had revenge on mind after you beat him yesterday?
No, not really. When I got one game, then it went two up in front of me. I didn't think a lot. I just decided to make myself calm and wait for my chances.
Now, just a word to thousands that are watching this match in support of you. Just say anything that you want to them, and then we call it a day for the tournament.
First of all, I want to thank 𝐵𝐞𝐫𝐲 for this big event he has introduced in Nigeria. I had a lot of conversation with fans around here. They said, actually West Africa, they said this is the first big event they have ever played, which I think is a very nice, good experience for them to up their game and the small experience they have got. I'm sure next time if they organize a big game like this,
yeah,
it will really help them a lot. And I want to thank also ATA for my management for everything they're doing for me. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank my fans here in Nigeria and all over the world for everything they're doing. And I want to thank that big man there, Mr. David, who came to support me. We have been communicating before I even left Uganda. And thanks a lot to everyone. Thanks. And thanks a lot to Peter and 𝐂𝐞𝐫𝐲 and Detective. Thanks for everything.
All right, you have 𝐂𝐞𝐬𝐬 next. Rest for 10 minutes, then come back for another rest of 15. Nowhere to hide. Congratulations.
Thank you.
For now, enjoy your win.
Caesar.
Match of the night. Looking like this one got here down here.